everybody. Hey. Oh my God. I think I dozed off today. It was a very boring um, witnesses today, okay? It was really boring, but I still took some notes. Happy birthday to me, y'all. Day one, birthday day one. Tomorrow's the actual real deal. I feel better tomorrow than I would today, but I still wanted to celebrate it because my ID says the second, but my mama says it's the third. So I celebrate them both. Thank you to everybody who wished me a happy birthday. Thank you to everybody who donated to me unexpectedly. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna have lunch on y'all, so thank y'all so much. Shout out to Glenda. She personally gave me her my birthday present, and I highly appreciate her as well. Um, and just thank you to everybody that's coming up in the chat. I want to make sure that I give you guys all of the updates. So it was, like I said, today was really boring so far. I'm sure there's going to be some interesting witnesses this afternoon, but right now I'm gonna tell you what happened really briefly, and then I'm gonna go over the remaining of Faith Rogers' testimony and her cross-examination by R. Kelly's attorney, Canick, aka Mechanic. Okay, so the first government witness that they called this morning, today, September the 2nd, 2021, was Young Fei Wu. Okay, who was Young Fei Wu? Young Fei Wu, he swapped R. Kelly. He was a what did he do? He's a biochemist. Okay, he's in the biochemistry section. He does the forensic and the DNA testing. He does documentation of forensic. He does documentation of analysts. He does documentation of forensic. He's a he does peer review for his other colleagues and things of that nature. And then he drafts things by his peers as well. He has his doctorate degree. He has his forensic medicine. He has his PhD from Singapore and all over the world. Okay, I mean the man is just exactly what he is. He's a PhD. Okay, he does medical. He has his medical first degree. He has a college degree. He has all sorts of degrees. Okay, he wears many belts under his hat. So it wasn't that it was just boring. It was just more they was talking about the forensics of things and stuff like that. And so they talked about how long he did his studies and so on and so forth, and then they went on into the details. I didn't really take a lot of notes because, like I said, it was just a lot of technical stuff. Then the next government witness was an agent. Okay, they called it a government agent, and then and he also was into forensics and analyst. He was a forensic examination. He did the Apple iPhones. He examined the text messages, the whole entire iPhone that belonged to R. Kelly. There was the reading of the text messages. They admitted a lot of this stuff into evidence. He was Agent Wilson, by the way. R. Kelly's attorneys didn't have any objections to him. And then they published the text messages. They read some notes from left to bottom, some portions. They published the iPhone. They list and marked some exhibits. They admitted it, some partial results, no objections from the defense counsel on that. Just a lot of technical stuff that I don't think that you guys are going to find it as interesting as getting down to these other witnesses. That's more talking about the case. But even though this is related to the case, because this is related to the iPhone, R. Kelly had 3 iPhones. I believe he had one or 2 or maybe even all 3 in his possession at the time of his arrest, and so those went into evidence. They were being investigated. They got the photos out of there. So I know you guys remember the photo of Jane Doe number 5. She took a picture of herself and R. Kelly, I believe, with his device from when he had on that black and white suit, and she was dressed up somewhat looking like she's supposed to have been a school student or whatever. And then they was talking about all that setup around that particular time. She actually took that photo October the 3rd, 2015. So basically, immediately when she came in, she did come in to execute a plan and a plot. That's what I got from this, okay? And she did take those pictures that her parents was asking her to take. They were saying take these, crazy pictures, these faces and this, that, and the other, to try to show a pattern or whatnot, that things was happening at the time that she was trying to, put together a timeline. So she already came in there knowing what she was intended to do, okay? So, yeah, she had basically definitely had those photos. Now, this was taken from an iPhone 6. They have pretty much all the correspondence that ever took place with any of his devices. They was able to crack the codes. They was able to, get past his password and get all up in there and get all the information that they can get up out of his 3 cell phones. Then there became there was the government, another witness, that came in for him. His name was Chris Wilson. Now he was also reporting on the digital reports. Excuse me. Everything was on that phone, like the photos, the calls, the notes, anything that R. Kelly has ever done with those phones. They was able to retract all that stuff. It doesn't matter if you deleted those messages. You have to remember, when it comes to these iPhones, nothing is lost. Okay, so no matter if you delete it and get rid of it, they can pull it back up. And so that's pretty much what had happened. They was able to pull up all of those messages. Then after pretty much he ended his testimony, then they brought in a guy by the name of Mike Wilson. And who is Mike Wilson to Chris Wilson? No, they're not brothers, but they are cousins. Okay, Chris and Mike are cousins, and they both do similar to the same thing. Mike's position, he's a special agent for Homeland Security. He does computer forensic, and he's an agent for them. And then he does proper procedures. So on July 11, 2019, when R. Kelly was first arrested, there was a warrant executed on that date. They were able to seize R. Kelly's cell phone out of his hands upon his arrest, because this is what he had on his person. They identified R. Kelly in the courtroom. They identified the Apple iPhone that he had. They processed it. They cracked the passcode. But he was not the person who cracked the code. And he was not present when the code was cracked either. They exhibited that 347 into exam. They exhibited it. And then they also examined it. He said, yes, he was the person who examined the phone. And then also there was an Apple iPad, and they said, were you present when that was seized as well? He said yes, he was present when they got the iPad. Where did he get the iPad from? He got the iPad from the Trump Tower, on the 48th floor, apartment F, or condo F, 401 Wabash, or I hope I said it right, because I always have a problem saying that. I think it's Wabash, Wabash, however, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the Trump Tower to be exact. So then they had all these other exhibits: 326, 326A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And then they had 327, 328, 329. Just boring stuff if you're not really into all that good stuff. Okay. So now let's get down to Faith, okay, because that pretty much concluded the lunch break. So when we come back from lunch, we will be discussing. They will continue to cross their own agent, and getting more information about what was confiscated and things of that nature. And then I'll get more notes from that, and I'll have that for you guys this afternoon. Okay, so make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You are at the right channel to get that up to the minute coverage live here in New York, covering the R. Kelly trial. Okay, so that with that being said, let's go back over here to these notes. Okay, because your girl was able to get a bigger notebook, because it's getting real, y'all. It's getting real, and I can't miss nothing. And I gotta make sure I got all my paper, because if I don't have my paper, then I can't bring y'all the message. You know what I'm saying? So I'm up in here taking notes. I am in class. When class is in session, I am paying attention. But guess what I did do today, y'all, while I was in class? I fell asleep, because it's my birthday and I can, okay? And it was boring. Like, I didn't want to hear all that stuff. But it was some good points in there that I did catch, and everything else I dozed the hell off, okay? Then the U.S. Marshal came in there and tapped me on my shoulder and said, hey, Felicia Johnson, get your ass up in here. You cannot sleep in this courtroom. I'm going to need you to get up. If you want to go to sleep, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. I was like, okay, you ain't got to tell me twice, Craig. You ain't got to tell me twice. Anyway, I had to throw a joke or two in there because this is what we do over here at Pieces of the Puzzle. We ain't so serious all the time. We ain't got sticks up our ass. We like to laugh, enjoy one another. If you got a joke, we like to crack them. If you want to laugh about it. You want to talk about it, talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever you do, just make sure you be about it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm not sure where I left off at when it comes to her testimony, but I'm not that far from being done, even though she completed the whole book up to this point. So I'm gonna try to get through this while I'm on this break with you guys. Okay, now let me see where I can start where I think I left off at. And if I sound repetitive and you heard it already, don't do that. It's my birthday. I can repeat it if I want to. Okay, so I recall saying, okay, so do you see where you were correct when in the corner she was talking about where she was at in the corner, another view. Okay, so they was talking about the hotel at this point where she was at and giving all this information to the people, the government. So 514I, correct, to be fair, not from the day you was there, correct, but how it looks. Okay, so they was asking her to describe how this place was, and then so on and so forth about things that was done to her or requested by Rob. So she said, so now you testified Reverend Robert rubbing his back fully. And then she said, yes. After and then what did happen after he fell asleep? She said his phone kept going off, and I know I remember reading this, but I'm gonna just do it again. She said his phone kept going off, and then she said, so I shook him. He didn't wake up, and so I picked up his phone. It was a group message, and then she said it was from someone named Mama Bear. Okay, so Mama Bear, it had, and this is from last night's reading, you guys, by the way. And again, let me just give you guys a really quick apology for last night. I was extremely tired. I know y'all know how hard I be up really early trying to get this message to you guys and make sure that I'm bringing you guys everything that's being said in this courtroom. So I just want to apologize for not being so enthused last night, but I most definitely was extremely tired. But you guys understand me, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys for understanding me. So now, she said it was from Mama Bear. It had a family emoji. Some numbers were saved in this group text, and then some was not. Okay, and then they had a sidebar. They wanted to have a conversation because something the defense was trying to object. That I felt like it was a great objection because some of this stuff is irrelevant. It's like, what does it have to do with what you're trying to charge this man with? So anyway, so she said, I noticed a bunch of numbers, Mama Bear. Then it was multiple calls, back to back calls from Mama Bear. And then she said, then they asked her, how did that make her feel? She said she was kind of confused, and she said, I know it was like a family or whatever, but she was like, shit, I know it was like a family, and so what she did was she took a picture of his phone from her phone, okay? And then she said, then it became a knock at the door, and they said, well, who was knocking at the door? It was Diana, and so they exhibited 239 into evidence. And then she said, so she took the picture of his phone with her phone. And then they asked the cross, did he have any objections? Said no objections. And then they said, okay, is there a date on it? And then she said yes. They said, what was the date on it? And so the date was February the 3rd, 2018. Okay, there. And then the one on to say, what else was there? And then she said there was multiple messages from Joycelyn and Mama Bear. And then she said, what happened after that? She said, Diana had FaceTime Joycelyn and another person, and then she said, is this correct? And she said correct. And then that was exhibit 646. So then Diana and then I guess this is what it was. So Diana came to the room. She said to stay in the living room, and she said she felt rushed. He was giving me, because she said he was giving me constructive criticism. He said something isn't right. Nothing I could do about it. There's nothing I could do about the intimacy when he left. Okay, he gave me a pat like better luck next time. Then he was like, I'm a fucking legend. This is what R. Kelly had said to Faith. I'm a fucking legend. And she said, what did you do then? She said, he just looked at me, and he said, I'm not one of those niggas you fucked with, okay? Uh, so she was like, they said, like, how was much of a distance? She said, we were pretty close, okay? And then she said, in my phone, I did see many more, but he didn't give me she said, he didn't give me a kiss. She said, at this point, this is when he was done with her at this point. Because when he said that to her, he gave her a pat and was like, she said, he was like, the way he patted her assumption was, he didn't say this, but her assumptions were, better luck next time. And then he did say to her, I'm a fucking legend. And then she said he just looked at her. And then at that point, this is her interpretation. And then he said, I'm not one of those niggas you fuck with, okay? And so at that point, she knew then it was over. And it's the way it sounds like, baby, you're right. Better luck next time. Better luck next time. And so, and she said he didn't give me no kiss. He just left him and Diana, and I knew I was not gonna see him no more. Okay. So then after that, she was like, then they said, so what happened next? Did you leave? She said yes. And then she said, where did you leave from? She said, I left from New York. And then they said when? She said, I believe it was the next day. And then went on to say, where did you go to? And then she said, she flew back to San Antonio. And then she said, did you like try to reach out to him anymore? And she said, I did. And then she said, well, how? And she said, she sent him a text message. And then she said, like, what did you say? What was this text message related to? And then she said she just felt like she wanted to apologize to him. So she texted him an apology text. And she said, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't hate him. I just hope he didn't have any hard feelings after he left, because after that, he never responded. I mean, he did one of them ghosts on her. He got ghosts, okay? He disappeared. He went MIA on her, okay? I mean, he went incognito. And so then she was like, so then they said, okay, so then what happened once you got back to San Antonio? She said, so once she got back to San Antonio, the climate there was really hot. And yes, I do remember I read this. She said the climate there was really hot. And then so she said she had came down with like a cold the fourth day that she was back home. And then she said her mouth had bumps everywhere. And she sent her sister a picture because her sister is a nurse. And so she said she sent her sister a picture of her mouth. And then her parents was like, what is that on your mouth? And then so she was like, she kind of, panic or whatever. She went to urgent care to go get tested. And then she said they told her that she had herpes, okay? And then she was like, they confirmed that she had herpes through a P test, okay? Then she went on to say, they asked her what type of herpes. She said herpes 1. And she said she didn't even know that there was 2 different type of herpes. And so she had reached out again to R. Kelly, and he never, when I say never, baby, when you done, baby, you got to do just like that. You got to be done. Ain't gonna be no playing no games, no calling me, no texting me. You said it's over. Guess what? It is over. Okay, we're not fit to play this tit for tat. We're not kids here. The man is a grown ass man, and he said he was done. So boo, he done. Why is you even trying to get him back? Why is you still playing games? Go have a seat somewhere, Faith, in a corner. We're over there, and have faith in yourself, little Faith. Anyway, and she got my twins' name. So okay, so she was like, I wanted to know if he knew, he had herpes or whatever. And so she was like, I wanted him to, I wanted to know if he knew that he had gave me herpes. But he had cut off all communications. Okay, I did text him and say, hey, give me a call or whatever. And I wanted to text. And they said, well, why did you text him? And what did you want to, discuss or whatever? She said she texted him because she wanted to discuss her STD status. They said, did he respond? She was like, nope. Okay. And they said, well, what did you do next after that? She didn't go to the police first. She went and got her a lawyer, y'all. you hear me? The girl went got her a lawyer. Now, why is you want to go get you a lawyer if you worried about you just got a sexually transmitted disease? So you immediately was trying to go for the cash cow, honey. You was looking for a payout, baby. But honey, we gonna get to you and we gonna get you right. So then she contacted her lawyer. And she was like, they said, why? She said, because there was no other way for me to get around this, okay? And they said, well, what kind of lawyer, not what kind of lawyer, but where did you contact a lawyer at? She said she contacted her, a Texas lawyer. And so what happened after that? So after contacting the Texas lawyer, did you report anything? She said yes. And she said they told her that he said, the lawyer told her it was illegal to get an STD and nobody disclosed that they have an STD. So then they said, well, what happened next? So she went down to the police, the Dallas Police Department, to try and get things resolved, okay? And so what happened there? So at the Dallas Police, what did they do? She said, I called R. Kelly, because they told her to call R. Kelly and get this man on the phone and let's try to entrap R. Kelly and see if we can get R. Kelly to admit that he got herpes. Now, y'all seen that audio. Y'all heard that audio. Y'all been following this case since the very beginning because TMZ dropped it first. So shout out to TMZ for getting that information out to us because we would have never knew that she was trying to entrap him. But when I heard that audio, I was like, is she stupid? Is you stupid? No, wait. What Remy Ma said, because I'm in the NYC. Is you dumb? Are you dumb, son? Okay, anyway, come on, let's go. And so so then she went to the Dallas police to try to get things resolved. And then what happened? So at the Dallas police, they told her, you know, you got to call Mr. Kelly, get him on the phone. And did you try to call him? Yep, I did. And did he answer? No, he did not. Okay, I would have answered her call either, not even knowing what she was trying to do. He just didn't want to holler at you. Period. And so then when did you call? And did you call in front of the police? Correct. And what was you planning? Okay, what was you planning when you was calling Mr. Kelly all up in front of the police? If to see if he would answer his phone. And I would have discussed the herpes with him. Girl, if you don't go sit your cold sore, lying and self-medicated self, I'm about to what? It's my birthday. I can if I want to. And even if it wasn't my birthday, I'm still gonna do the same thing. All day, every day. Because you know why? I keeps it real like that or whatever. So anywho, so then it was like, okay, so you also where did you address this recording? And then she was like, she discussed the herpes. Oh, so wait a minute. I remember he did call her back, y'all. He did. So then they said, well, were you advised to make a recording? And she said, correct. To discuss the herpes, yes. Did you and your lawyer have this discussion? Yes. And so then what happened later? A couple of days later, I got a phone call from Mr. Kelly. So he ended up calling her back. He didn't call her the same day that she was all up in the police station or whatever, but he did call her back, okay? And when he called her back, I think she merged that phone call and told her lawyer, I got Kelly on the line. I'm going to need you to record this or whatever. And that's how they got that recording, okay? Because, it's illegal to record people. So if y'all out there doing that, and I know y'all know I don't be doing stuff like that. So don't be putting recorders on me because I don't do that or whatever. I'm just saying. And if I did do it, it's legal in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta. I'm just saying. And so now, a couple of days later, I got a call from Mr. Kelly. I sent him text messages to have a conversation. He called me back. He said your name came up, and he said, really, you have a friend in me. Okay. He said if he had something, he wasn't going to talk over no phone, but we could talk in person. He said, you could pay your own flight. If you want to come holler at me, he ain't daddy today, baby. If you want to come holler at Wait, hold on. If you want to come holler at me, you can get yourself on the flight and spend your money instead of spending my money trying to play games with me. You get up here to Chicago and we can have a conversation face to face because I ain't talking to you over the phone because now I don't like you and I don't trust you. Period. Those are my words, not his. And so he was like, so if you want to talk, we can talk in person. And he said, you can pay your own flight. I'll give you your money back. You know what I'm saying? When you get up here and I see you here, then yeah, I'll reimburse your little broke ass or whatever you talking about. You living off your parents' money. You broke as fuck. You ain't had no job. Ain't never had no job before you met Mr. Kelly. After you met Mr. Kelly, during Mr. Kelly. These broke chicks is just a no-no, man. I thought somebody made that song. Broke hoes is a no-no. Anyway, So they said, well, did you go? She said, no. Did you plan to go? No. I did what happened. She said, I put my lawyer on the three-way. I told you. And I just said that. I forgot I wrote this. She said, I put my lawyer on the three-way. And then I basically I merged that call. So did you go to any other police stations after that? She said, yep. And because Dallas wasn't doing nothing for her. And so then she said, so where other police stations did you go to? Girl, she took herself all the way to New York, Long Island and New York City, y'all. And so then she was like, Long Island. And it was like, is Long Island? She said, yes, correct. Okay, so did you get you a Texas lawyer? And then she said, yeah, but the Texas lawyer can do not force. So they referred her to a New York lawyer. Okay, so now she got a New York lawyer. Let's go. Let's go. We got work to do, y'all. We got work. I got to get this out to y'all because I don't want to be behind. I want y'all to be caught up. So when I come back, we all be on the same page and I ain't got to do this again later. Now, she filed, so now her lawyer, the New York lawyer, was able to file a lawsuit, okay? And was like, she filed her lawsuit. And then who did you get to represent you? She got a lawyer by the name of Lita Hills, okay? Is Lita Hills your lawyer? Correct. So here is another exhibit in 231, an envelope upon the screen. So this envelope is addressed to Lita Hill in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, and that's her information up here. And then they wanted her to confirm this is her lawyer, correct? And then she said, and then they had it to where it was addressed to Art Kelly on Justine Street in Chicago, Illinois. Is this correct? Yes. And so they was like, so do you see the postage? Yes. And what's the date on that? November the 20th, 2018. And then it was like, so at this point, did your lawyers filed the lawsuit? She said, yes. Here's another exhibit 231A to the juries only. Okay, so this is not for the public, this is for the juries. Now, actually on May, I approached for I approached for a moment. They wanted to know, can they approach the witness for a moment? And they wanted the witness to review some information to refresh in her recollection. So they was like, can I approach for a moment? Yes. So can you look at this documentation that I'm about to provide to you? Okay. Now, having looked at these documentations, did your lawyer show you these correct? Okay, so I'm going to present to you evidence. Looks like 231A case caption on, is this your full name and R. Kelly's full name? Notice of the delivery, the address, the law office of Little Hills, and then they got June Barrett on here, y'all. This is where those letters and all those information about Faith came in, and remember all that stuff that was going on behind the scenes, that for you guys have been following the platform and been following this case and knows what Don Russell was up to, and everybody like Don's good, Don's this, Don's that. I'm not going to confirm what's going on with Don as of yet, but we're going to talk about what was being said about his mama, okay? June Barrett. So this information was to be delivered to June Barrett. Do you see this now? And then she confirmed yes. And then what is the address? 1826 South some Illinois. Then it was a email yahoo.com. Is this information correct? Yep, this is correct. Now on the second page, does this appear to be a letter? Yes. Can you read the date? October 22nd, 2018. Is that correct? Correct. So now let's focus on the particular portion of this letter, okay? Let's start focusing on this letter that was sent out, okay? Because remember them threats and stuff, y'all. Y'all remember them threats. And y'all remember, now you fit to start seeing how other people was playing roles, okay? So you're going to see how Don Russell was involved, how his mother got involved, how Cash Jones got involved. Make sure I say Cash Jones correctly, because you know there's two Cash out there. We can't be getting the wrong Cash all scrutinized and messed all up, all because we got the wrong Cash. So let's put the right Cash name out there. And we are specifically speaking of Cash Jones, because your name came all up up and through this stuff. I'm trying to tell you what they told me when they told me what they told me. I heard out my own ears. Did nobody put it in there but them people out their own mouth? Now, so from the bottom, does this state your last name? Yes. Your client to try to yes. So she will be subjected to this is what they was writing threats and stuff. They had June Barrett send a letter to Lita Hills, which was Faith Rogers' attorney at the time and was telling her attorney that your client needs to basically, if she do not, if she will be subjected to public opinion. Okay, her medical records will be released. We're gonna talk about these 10 males, witnesses, supporters, text messages to be matched up, and it was like um, they wanted to confirm the last name, but they didn't want her to put it on the record or whatever. So if Mrs. Wait. So wait. This is not cease. This is case. She should lease. Uh, oh, okay. They said that they wanted a cease and desist. Okay, and if the negative campaign, there was going to be a negative campaign, and then there was a signature of R. Kelly. Falsified signatures, y'all. Falsified signatures. Now, on the third page exhibit, do you wait. I do not. This is what they responded to June Brown's threats. Okay, about if she did not get a hold of her client and tell her client to not, try to further this lawsuit, that she was going to be subjected to public opinion. Her medical records was going to be released. They was going to have 10 male witnesses to support them. They had text messages. They had photos. They had all sorts of stuff that they was going to threaten to release on her, which we was able to see because he done brought his own self on platforms and putting this stuff out there. Thank God I didn't let that man on my platform putting all that negativity out there, because Lord, whatever you was doing in the season, you left me out of that. So anyway, the third letter they put in exhibit, they was like, so I do not accept your offer to contract from June Barrett. Okay, and they dated it 2018. And then let's go. Hold on. Now, and so then they wanted to know, was this information correct? Yes. Now on the same page, by uh, and sign the line above June Barrett's signature by written there. Is this correct? Yes. Next page of the sign signatures. I do not accept these proceedings about June name another signature. Does these appear to be a summon? Correct. Your lawyer received. Correct. Another signature above June Barrett. Correct. At the bottom of signature, a date and a witness. Sign. Correct. Next page. What to see? Here is Faith, your client. They didn't gave a little snippet of what was gonna happen to the lawyer if she couldn't stop this lawsuit from happening. Faith Rogers. Okay. So then it was like a photo. Here's a photograph. And then the photographs, are these photographs of you? Faith, basically. Yes. Okay. And then she said, but these are from TV. Here's a sample of the real Faith. This is what was being published by allegedly June Brown, and not really allegedly, because it's a fact that this is where it came from. Now, he could have been using his mama name. He could have been using her, taking advantage of her, elder abuse. I don't know how old the lady is, but let me just tell you what it was. And so here's a sample of the real Faith. Okay. Remember, she lied. She lives in Texas because these pictures were sent via text. The first photos of R. Kelly and I in the room in the recording studio in LA. The next photo, correct, is my breast being exposed. Is that correct? Correct. Where the photo was taken, I know R. Kelly took it off. I know R. Kelly took this picture of me, is what she said. Now, the third photo exposes your buttocks. Correct? Correct. Do you recognize this picture? Yes, it's a picture I sent to R. Kelly. And these are what you sent on the left side in gray, and R. Kelly in the blue. Below is a photo of you. Did you write this? Did you write this? Is this better, Daddy? This is what she said in the text message. Is this better, Daddy? Okay. Is there text written? This is not a Sunday go-to picture, not exposing to the world. How does this justify her transmission of pictures? 231A, another exhibit. Is there text at the top? Correct. Does it state Daddy's choice was yours? Hold on. It was Daddy's choice. Was Daddy's choice yours? She was saying this was Daddy's choice. Okay, it wasn't her choice. It was Daddy's choice. Now, is that what it says? Correct. Who are the text messages from? is from R. Kelly and myself. And on the left in gray and right from Kels in blue. So from on the left in gray comes from Faith, and on the right of it in blue came from R. Kelly. Now, some point, did you send the address? I was going out. They said, she said yes, and she said I was going out, and then they said, why, why did you send it or whatever? She said because it was his rules is why she sent them out. So they said, so, okay, now focus on the date. Do you recognize these messages? Are they from April 2018 after the final trip you why you sent them? She said, I sent them. Where did you send them from? She said she sent them from Dallas on the 21st. And that was after he called and he said he wanted to talk. Okay. And she said, they said, well, where was you at? She said she was in Dallas. And then said, so what were you doing in Dallas? She said, trying to file a police report. And they said, did you try to reach him? She said, yes. And they said, how? She said she tried to record him, but R. Kelly did not answer. Well, did you try again? And she said, after the police advised her to, yes, she did. And he said, why did I? I've been thinking. She said she had been thinking about, the conversation. This is what the text message said. She said, I have been thinking about the conversation. And then she was like, with R. Kelly, after she had this conversation, he said, I could come to Chicago. And then they was like, okay, so then what happened after that? So once the news got out that she had filed a lawsuit, then it was like, okay, then what? You were trying to get him to call you correct. Now, on the third paragraph, it just continues more text messaging, correct. The pictures were sent to your lawyer, Lita Hills. Yes. Okay. Now, let's see, is this the cross yet? Getting there. Okay, so now they wanted to know. So your trip to LA, the studio you went to, remember that? Yes, I believe this is Canic, y'all. I think this is Canic, y'all. I didn't even write his name at the top because usually I write Canic on the cross. So anyway, it was like, let me see. So your trip to LA, the studio you went to, remember that? Yes. The second day, making videos of you and him, correct. Now, okay, this is still the government because I'm like, I know I would have wrote his name, y'all. I love writing his name when he about to go on. So 327B is a government's evidence that they're presenting. You had a chance to review, correct? Yes, this is a 20-minute long video on play. I'm gonna play certain portions of it today. Okay. Do you see the screen in front of you? Yes. Is this you in the video? The judge says, not trying to rush you, but I am. Okay. So 30 seconds in, it stops. It started playing R. Kelly, one of his songs. So tired of playing around. Song, This Is It. Oh, baby. Y'all know that song. This Is It. Okay, that was the song. No more. Okay, so did you see anything? Did R. Kelly say anything? And then she was like, yeah, he was like, fix my legs. So we're still on the government. And so did you proceed to fix your legs? She said yes. Okay, so could you hear? And because they asked her what was being said in this audio, and this is what she was telling her. This is the crazy part. They played this audio for us in the court, okay? But I could not hear none of this stuff. And as clear as the audio was playing, all you hear is R. Kelly music. This is it. Oh, baby, this is it. And he was turning up, he was bouncing, and he was playing with his hands, and he was turning up, y'all. I'm talking about Kels was turning up. And so, and I was turning up because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Listen to Kels, the music sound good. He all up in the studio. I was lit up in the courtroom. And so, but then they paused it and they was like, so what do you recall happening in this video? And then that's when she said he was like, he told her to fix her legs or whatever. And then they asked her, well, did you proceed to fix your legs? And she said, yeah. But the strange part again, like I said, is I couldn't even hear it. So I don't know how she heard something that I couldn't even hear. But anyway, could you hear it? And they said, and then she said, so whenever we were in a club around another man, my legs should be crossed, pointing R. Kelly and no one else. And then she was like, so this is my side note. Kels was up in the court, y'all. He was bouncing to his own music. This is the side note that I had wrote just so I would not forget what he was up in there doing, because Kels was turning up, y'all. He had me turned up. He lit, y'all. And so that was my side note. So then it was like, well, what happened in this? And she said, he said, give him a kiss. And this is crazy because you barely can see anything. You know, you can't see any of this movement happening, but allegedly this is what was happening because she said this is what had happened at this particular time. Okay. And so she was like, he was like, give me a kiss and rub his beard. They said, did you? And she said, yes. So now at the minute mark of 6 minutes and 20 seconds, they lost the sound. Okay, the sound went out in the court or whatever, but then they said the press can still play it. So now what happened? So to get his she said R. Kelly told her, now go get my phone, please. No, go get my phone for me. And then there was like, how many phones? She said he had 3 phones. Now fast forwarding to 10 minutes and 25 seconds into the audio, the engineer in the other room were behind the curtains. Okay, now based on your review, a point in the video, he said, talk to daddy behind the curtain. Listen to various tracks, correct? They was listening to all R. Kelly music. Now, I don't see nothing sinister about what they trying to make look bad. But, hey, this is what they said, and I'm going to keep on reading it because I got more. Now, is this the video correct? Was this recording on the same day, correct? What did he ask? Rub his head real slowly. She said, so did you? She said, yeah, she does the rubbing. Now go on for the rest of the video. So she was rubbing his head for the remaining of this video. Is that correct? Correct. Now at the bottom left corner, correct? You was rubbing his head at the Los Angeles studio, correct? Correct. Now 238 231A is another exhibit. Now, testify before the break. Text messages, the address where you were, correct? He wasn't in San Antonio, was he, with you? Correct. Did you participate in Surviving R. Kelly? Okay, so wait, because this is Kanik, I believe, right now. No. I know I put his name up here. Let me just skip fast forward, make sure, because I don't want to keep assuming this is mechanic when I know mechanic. Yep, there it goes. See, I say Kanik is about to cross her. We got 3 more pages before I get to Kanik, y'all. And thank you to everybody that's in the chat who is wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you to everybody that did something gestureful for my birthday today. I truly, truly appreciate it. I do. Okay, so we almost there. This is the cross, still crossing her. So, did your wait. Let's make sure I'm on the right side now. Okay, so we talked about the exhibit 231. So you testify the 231A. You testified before the break. Text message the address where you were, correct? He wasn't in San Antonio with you, right? Correct. Did you participate in Surviving R. Kelly? Yes. Now, when did this take place? In 2017. Did you allow no. Who did you have with you? She said her mom was with her and a friend, okay? A former friend, because she's talking about her and Summer Bunny ain't friends no more. Now, did you participate in the premiere? Yes. Where? In Manhattan. Correct. Where did you stay? She said she stayed at the Pearl. And what is that? It's a hotel. Correct. Now, evidence 517A. Do you recognize this? Yes. What is this? This is Pearl, okay? Now, did you attend? Yes. Did something happen? Yes. Less than 10 minutes into the premiere, we had to evacuate. We had to they said, so you had to evacuate? She said, correct. So so what happened later? And then she said what happened later or something, and it was about to answer the question, and then there was an objection. Then it said sustained. Now that means you can't answer it because she was trying to answer it or whatever. The judge told her no. That means you cannot answer it. So then it went on to the end of the event. Yes. And then she went, okay. So then it said, what happened next? So she said she went back to the Pearl, the hotel. Correct. Now government is about to enter another exhibit on page 80. Do you recognize this? Yes. Who is this person? Cash Jones. Okay. They showed Cash Jones' picture up on the screen. Okay. Now, how did you meet her? Did you meet her in person? Yes. Now they're about to admit this into evidence. Now, when did you meet her? When did you first meet her? She said she first met her in 2019 in New York. Yes. After you were evacuated from the Surviving R. Kelly. Yes. Where? What was the first? Where did you meet her at first? She said at the Pearl Hotel where you stayed at. Yes. At some point, did you speak on the phone with her? Yes. And what was said? She wanted to meet up to discuss some files that she had. And she said where she was in New York. Now let's put these pieces of the puzzle together. I don't want nobody lost up in here. I want to make sure you guys is aware of these pieces of the puzzle. So now just think about it. Cash Jones was dealing with Don Russell. Don Russell had her up under his wings for a minute, okay? And when she was up under Don Russell's wings, okay, before they fell out, or maybe they didn't fall out, maybe they fronting, who knows? They trying to cover themselves. I told you they all falling out. Don't nobody want to holler at the feds because they already know how the feds get down. So Don already tried to send Faith some threatening information through his mama name to her lawyer. And now you got Don using Cash to also try to intimidate Faith and get to Faith one way or another because he couldn't get to Faith. So what he did was he had called in a bomb threat and a gun threat, and they had to evacuate. And when they evacuated, it made everybody go back to their original locations where Cash was able to get in contact with Faith. If that ain't pieces of the puzzle, I don't know how to put this thing together, and I shouldn't be playing with puzzles then because I am a puzzler. I told y'all I am a gamer. I've been doing this my whole life, okay? Don't let me pull out my credentials or whatever, so let me fix my crown because you know we can't be having this thing tilting and falling and stuff like that. Hold up. You know the crown must stay on. I got to keep the crown on. Because you know what I'm saying? Gotta hold that head up high, y'all, because I am out here live and direct and I'm about to get up out this car. Guess why? Because yes, your girl has to go and get ready to go back up in the building because it's getting real, y'all, and I cannot miss a beat. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all as much as I can, and I'm hoping I can give y'all some mechanic. Gotta give y'all some mechanic, y'all. All right, now I got my extra stuff going on. I'm about to bring both my notebooks just for y'all so I can continue the reading of this stuff. And while I'm doing so, on my birthday, I'm gonna take a swallow. Mm. Mm-mm. Now, definitely need the blanket. You know why? Because it's freezing in that damn place. It's like they put me in a freezer on purpose. Because you know the cold air makes me go to sleep. I sleep good with cold air, so I was up in that motherfucker snoring and stuff. I was like, "Was I loud, y'all?" They was like, "Yeah, you were kind of loud though." I was like, "Damn, y'all didn't heard me snoring, y'all." All right, y'all caught me sniffing. All right, let me get myself together. Let me grab all these things that I need, and let me read as I go. Okay. Now let me get up out this car and lock this door. Okay. It is a beautiful day. It was just tropical storming last night, y'all. And today, look at this beautifulness going back to the court so I can continue to bring this coverage for y'all because, you know, it's getting real out here. Now, I had an offer to do an interview with a news outlet. I told them, let me think about it because I really need to know what they want to interview me about. So, you know, we're going to have to talk about some things because I'm not about to get on nobody's news station and they slandering the man, you know, and telling the lump side of the story and only telling the negativity stuff of what the prosecution is saying, making their case look so believable. I'd rather, know what's going on first because I have a different story to tell. I have the mechanic. Hey, all right. So I am here at Theodore Roosevelt. See it? Walking towards the courthouse. And there goes the dream team, y'all. How is mechanic always crossing my path, y'all? This man is crossing my path. I kid you not, he's literally right here in front of me. You think I can catch him? Look, mechanic, 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 mechanic. Hey, mechanic, I have to tell you something. I meant to tell you something. You used my information in your cross examination. You used when I lured the Jane Doe number 5, and I reached out to her through my Snapchat account, and I told her, if you're such a hostage, you've been held against your will, why are you not reaching out to the authorities? And her response was, baby, I ain't never been held against my will. You use my stuff, mechanic. Shout out to you. Now can I say something to you one more time for my people? So not yet. Not yet? Yet? I can do it? I can show the people you? Not yet? Okay, I'll wait. See, I like to get permission. I don't just throw people all on my camera because you know what I'm saying. I like to ask or whatever. But I wanted to let him know that that was me and that was my information, y'all, that I sent to him trying to help free R. Kelly. You hear me? So anyway, let me finish up reading this because they hard headed back in, and I know I got at least a good 5 minutes with y'all before, and really because they're still going to be cross-examining that particular witness. I think I could spend maybe 10 minutes and give y'all some mechanic, okay? And so let me see if there's a quiet area. I don't want to be by all these people because I don't want them media people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let me see if I can stand right here, y'all. Let me see. I gotta get it together, okay? Because I have to have my blanket. Because I tell y'all, it is freezing in there. They know what they doing, trying to freeze us up out of there. Now, got my notes. Finish where I left off at. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate all 437 of you guys. I'm not here cloud chasing. I'm here for the real deal. I want to know what's going to happen. I want to be here when it all takes place because I have been fighting this fight for the last 2.5 years. And I truly do believe in the injustice. I do believe in what I'm seeing here. And man, you guys just don't understand. So, okay, let's go. And so now, did you attend? Yes. Did something happen? Yes, we read all that. Okay, so we went down to the government exhibit 80. Do you recognize? Yes. Who is this in this photo? This is Cash Jones. Have you met her in person? Okay, we did all that. 2019, she met her in New York. Yes, after you evacuated, yes. Okay, I want to know what happened. She reached out to her. How did she get that girl phone number? I don't know, but I can only assume it was from the Barretts and the Russells. Okay, this is an assumption. I'm just saying. Now, did you meet? Did you meet her? And she said yes. And then she said, where did you meet her at? She said they met up at Applebee's. And she said, well, where was it? Where was it? She said it was about 5 minutes away from her hotel. So who went with you, if any? She said my mother and a friend at that time. It was a friend at that time. So you know what that means at that time. They ain't friends no more. Okay. Now, 510 recognize Applebee's. No, so the exhibit is. Do you recognize this exhibit, which is 510C? And she said, yeah. What is it? This is Applebee's. And then she said, where? What happened at this location? She said, this is where I met Cash Jones at. Okay, and so this is where she met Cash Jones at. Now, said so when you arrived at Applebee's, was he with anyone else? She said, she with anyone else? She said she had someone who was her cousin and a security guard. What did you notice? He was at a distance, black suit and attire, and he had a gun under under his jacket. Okay, so now they got a gun, y'all. There's a gun being played and thrown all up in this stuff. Okay, did you notice the gun? Yes. Did you speak? Yes. She stated. Hold on. She stated to me she wasn't. Hold on. She stated to me she was not a friend, but she do work for Mr. Kelly. Oh my God! Why is all these people lying on this man and saying they work for this man? Do they even work for this man? Okay, y'all see where I'm at? Yes, I'm still reporting live, y'all. Okay, now let's go. Okay, I shouted you out, boo, because I had to let my peoples know. You know what I'm saying? It's my birthday, and my girl Glenda is in the building. She has been at the courthouse. She's been one of the regulars here from the very beginning, giving that up to the minute live presence here, supporting our Kelly. And she looked out for your girl birthday today. Yes, she did. She blessed me with a nice blessing. So shout out to you, Glenda, again for the blessing, baby, for the blessing, for the blessing. You know it's all good, girl. Now she said, it fell. It's getting real, girl. Okay, so um, Let me see. Let me finish this, y'all. Oh, my crown, y'all. We can't let the crown fall. We can't let the crown fall now. You know what I'm saying? It might tilt a little. You know what I'm saying? It might lean. But I'm going to catch it. And what did I do? I caught it because we cannot let the crown fall. No, we don't let the crown fall, okay? The crown must stay on at all times. Okay, now, so she wanted to know if, uh, who was texting her. And then she said, she showed me my file, okay? She had let me know what he would put out if she had not moved forward, if she moves forward, okay. And then she showed her some new photos. She said she recognized these pictures, the same pictures, because they were sent to her New York's attorney. Okay, they were pictures that R. Kelly had took, because she said he, and then they said, well, who is he? And they wanted to make sure she clarified who he was, and she said R. Kelly. So after that, Surviving R. Kelly aired. That was January 2019. And are you familiar with Surviving the Lies? Getting there. One more page before mechanic time. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Um, Damn, my battery going low too, y'all, but we got enough to get through some things. Not that long after, a whole bunch of messages of my nudes, my body parts, they were put all over Surviving Lies page. Did you recognize the picture? And then she said yes. And so here's another exhibit 231. They were the same pictures. They were not cropped on this one though. You testified early. You testified early that something you spoke using where that you spoke using FaceTime only, right? Here's another exhibit A. Do you recognize this exhibit? Yes. What is this? Is this the FaceTime that you screenshot of you and R. Kelly? Yes. 278 exhibit. Did you provide this to the government? She provided this information to the government. She gave them the screenshot and all this information that she had. And so she said, correct. Now, prior to the first time you engaged in sexting, okay, not texting, but sexting, okay. Here's another exhibit 207B. Do you recognize this? Correct. Now, here's another exhibit 207C. You and Kel's communication, correct? Correct. Um, Mechanic, no objection. I said mechanic, it's canic. Now, are these are these before your first trip back in March 2017? And she said correct. Now, you text after these events in the hotel that day. 207I. This is exhibit 207I. Do you recognize this? Correct. February the 3rd, 2017. Do you recognize this? Correct. Now, what is this? Daddy's Coming Now, wrote by Kels. Correct. Correct. Later the same day. Correct. You wrote him. Correct. Correct. Before and after the interaction, you wrote trying to fix the situation and not leaving on bad with bad blood. And then she says, you said repercussions. Why? She said, I don't know. And then she said, did he film you? She said, yes. And then she said, what else? She said, taking naked pictures of your naked body. Yes. That concluded the government questioning. And now, not only is it hammer time, but it's Canic time. Y'all ready to put Canic together? Be you, because Canic never showed her the document. He just questioned her about it and he denied it twice. So he moved on to another question. Most likely it'll be given to the jury before deliberations. Okay, now I'm only giving y'all what I have. This is what was coming out the courtroom. So, I can't make this stuff up, y'all. I can't make this stuff up. Now, okay, so before you started to testify, you went over the testimony. Okay, before you started to testify, you went over the testimony. Correct. You spoke with them. You spoke with the government last night. She said incorrect. Oh, she had an attitude, y'all. She said I didn't do. I didn't did not. When was the last time? This morning. When I said this morning. Did you discuss any detail? Me looking at something. Do I have to answer the question? And then the judge said, I'll let you know, you know what I'm saying, when you don't have to answer the question. And so she had to answer. She said, well, I just looked at the time before yesterday. When was the last time you met with them? And then she was like, can you ask the question again? I saw them on Sunday. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Do you remember? You remember all these details from 3 years ago, but you don't remember how long and how much time you spent with the government? She said, no. Oh my goodness. I'm going to need them to stop the whole case and just throw it away. Because how could you remember everything from 3 years ago? I mean, to the down to the sock. Okay, but you can't remember meeting with these people just 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a week, about a week ago. You know the news put you in that article that you sleep on a wrong in the courtroom sleep with a blanket on. Ah! They didn't put my pictures, did they? No, they broke. I don't care. I ain't care. I don't care. Oh well, the hell with them. I'm still gonna get all that information, y'all. They mad. They writing anything because they bored. Okay. So now, did you meet them? I'm not sure of the exact date. I'm asking, was it a week prior? Approximately. You met them before Sunday. She was like, I met with them last month. I'm not sure. Was it more than 3 times? Correct. More than 5? I'm not sure. You were on a talk show, correct? What talk shows? I've been on a few of them. I'm not sure. You've been on Dr. Oz, correct? Some social media, yes. When did you start your participations in when did you start your participations? After my lawsuit was filed? If that's all they got, they need to find a better story to tell, girl. If that's all they got, they need to really find a better story to tell. I'm not saying nothing to those people, baby. I'm not doing no messy stuff. We ain't gonna move like that. And look what I'm doing right here. So that makes them even more madder. Telling the truth, honey. Telling the truth because the government needs to stop telling lies. Before New York premiere, right? I'm sorry. Can you ask again? When did you go to the January 2019 premiere? Did you receive compensation? I received compensation for the pictures of me, my sister, and R. Kelly. How much did you get for that? I got $1,000 for the picture. Is that all the money? Correct. Any talk show that you get paid? A podcast? No, sir. When you met R. Kelly in 2017, you were in college, correct? Correct. You said college isn't for you. You said college isn't for you. Okay. Now, did you seek employment? No, sir. While you were with Mr. Kelly? No, sir. Have you been in pursuit of acting careers? No, sir. After surviving, did you? No, sir. The opportunity came and went? No, sir. I was asked, I decided to not move forward. Was that in LA? You were on a podcast? Yes. Were there a host to host? Yes. You sat opposite of her, correct? You discussed what was happening for you, correct? He was tearing her butt up, y'all. He was tearing her up. You had opportunities that came from surviving. I don't recall. Before you participated in surviving R. Kelly, did you have a home? Yes. Is Lee Merritt? No, she said. Did you have an attorney? She said yes. Is Lee Merritt an attorney out of San Antonio? She was like, he from Dallas. Okay, he from Dallas. Did you retain another attorney, Gloria Allred? Is she in the courtroom now? Yes. Do you have? Is she involved? She is not. She is not under an attorney. No, she is not the attorney. Is she? Lee Merritt is. Okay. Objection overruled. Now she got to answer the question. I got legal advice from Allred, not sure of exact date of 2019. Hey, girl. Um, the podcast is called The Paper Route, correct? What was her name? I don't remember. It was my first time meeting her. It wasn't last year. Fine or fine. She said fine or take. No, it was called fine or take. You discussed the choices you made with R. Kelly, correct? Correct. Before you brought a lawsuit, you brought a demand letter for $3 million. She said, no, Mr. Merritt was your attorney. He sent out a demand letter. She said, I did not read it. I did not read it or was aware he asked for no $3 million. Well, what she said? He said, well, what you hired him for? You hired him to sue R. Kelly? He gave you herpes? Oh my goodness, a mess, a mess, a mess. All a lawsuit came next. When did you attempt in Dallas? Um, when? I don't remember the exact date. May I approach the witness? Uh, Directions to the highlighted area. You look at these documentations, correct? Correct. On April the 9th, 2018, correct? Correct. You had Mr. Merritt file a lawsuit on April the 17th, 2018. Uh, in Dallas. The lawsuit was in Dallas on April the 9th. Demand went out on April the 18th. Are you asking a question? I did. You asked for the dates. So he gave her the dates. Dallas, April the 9th, demand April the 18th. Are you asking a question? He said, I did. You asked for the Dallas. You asked for the dates. And then went on to say, um can you have the text read again? So then they had the courts to recall the text messages because she wanted to play stupid on the stand, okay? And so then it was like, are you asking now, before making an effort to file a complaint in New York, when? I'm not suing. I'm not sure of the exact date. That's what she said. She wasn't sure of the exact date. Now, when you say you filed in New York, I don't remember. I don't remember precisely. Did you go to these places? Yes. I don't recall. Was it one in New York City? Was one in Long Island? Did you go January the 14th, 2019? I don't remember the date. Well, let's see if this refreshes your recollection. Uh, you said uh, you said it refreshes. Was that the date? Was that the date? Can I see it again? January the 14th, 2019. Now she's able to confirm it because she act like she couldn't confirm the dates or whatever. Okay. Now, did you go January the 14th, 2019? I don't remember the date. Well, let's see if this refreshes your recollection. Okay, we did that one. You filed another criminal complaint in so-called county. Do you Did you make this complaint June 21st, 2019 in SoCal? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused, she said. That's okay. We just want to know June 2018. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. Now, before before court and you and I never spoke. Okay, so he said, so before court, you and I have never spoke. Correct, correct. You came, you came and you went to a concert. You and your sister and met Mr. Kelly. Correct, correct. You testified. I did. She said you testified. I did not testify. Uh, I said he gave me his number. Um, I don't know. At a point you text him your phone number sometime. In fact, whenever you wanted, you could visit him. Correct? You made a choice. You made a decision. You wanted to. You wanted to. Wait. You wanted to attend the party. You made your own choices. You started to text and speaking and FaceTiming Mr. Kelly. Correct? Correct. He flirted and you returned the flirt. Correct? Correct. If you wanted, you made that contact. Correct? Correct. You texted and told Diana, you told her, Mr. Kelly said, get me a ticket. I didn't say, get me a ticket. She checked to see if it was okay. Eventually, a response, you got a return. Kelly said it was okay. Then you received a ticket, correct? It wasn't in your name, correct? Another female's name, correct? She was mad as hell because they sent her a ticket and the ticket wasn't even in her name. And so she claimed she was irritated behind this ticket or whatever. So she didn't, the ticket. So you said I ain't going to, you said I ain't going, correct? You made that choice, correct? Correct. You came to a choice and it defended my dignity. I felt for the first time it was improper. Let's talk about uh, the Texas. You stayed in contact there. Telephone calls. You participated in your own free will. Am I not correct? Correct. Then eventually, you wanted to take another shot. Can you ask the question again? You decided you would give it another shot. Okay, he had to ask her butt again because she acted like she didn't know what was going on. She wanted to be oblivious. Correct? You made that decision. Correct? You contacted Diana and asked for another ticket. Correct? Let's take a lunch break, is what they said. And with that being said, thank you to everybody that is in my chat. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I remember where I'm at. I will resume when this is over with. I'm going to come back with the remaining of this breakdown of Mechanic, aka Canic, the mechanic. And I'm about to go back in the courtroom so I can get everything else that I am missing while I'm sitting out here not worried about the last witness on the stand. But let's see who is coming up next. So with that being said, don't forget, dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. We ain't messy over here. We don't care what they say. We don't do that 2-year-old he say, she say stuff. We stand focused on what we're here for, which is R. Kelly. Everything else is a distraction. Don't get distracted. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize. I promise you, what God has for you is for you. He ain't gonna give your blessing to nobody but the person it belongs to. I will see you guys on the next one. Don't hate, congratulate, and if you can, you know what to do after that. Peace.